From helping with niche research to coming up with book titles, descriptions, author names, and even writing the actual content for your book, if you haven't yet tried Chat GPT, the open source AI that seems to be able to do everything short of make you breakfast in the morning, you are likely going to be absolutely floored by its capabilities. Pair it with my favorite keyword research tool, Publisher Rocket, and you are going to be armed and ready to create high-quality books in record time. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a look at how these two tools can work together to supercharge your self-publishing business. I'm Rachel Harrison-Sun, and I teach people how to generate passive income creating and selling journals, planners, and other types of low-content books on the Kindle Direct publishing platform. If you're new to that whole idea of low-content publishing and want to find out more, download my free guide, 3 Steps to Publishing Your First Low-Content Book in Less Than a Day, by clicking on the link down in the description below. The very first thing to do is to decide on a niche. Now, I love coming to Publisher Rocket if I've got a broad niche. And in this example, we're just going to start with journal, a very basic example. So I'm going to make sure I'm in books, not Kindle or Audible only. And the great thing about Publisher Rocket, it's going to take that one broad niche and it's going to give me all of these different variations, all of these different keywords that real people are searching Amazon for that are related to that broad niche of journal. So you can see there are dozens and dozens here. Now, any that we're interested in, we can go ahead and click this orange button on the side to get a little bit more information. So we'll click journal, guided journal, and now we're not going to do all of these, but we'll just take a look at a few just so I can show you how this works. So what Publisher Rocket is going to show you, it's going to show you the keyword, the average pages of the top ranking books with that keyword, the number of competitors, the average price of the books, the average price of the books using that keyword, average monthly earnings, and then the estimated Amazon searches per month and the competitive score. And you can see that the estimated searches per month and the competitive score are color-coded here. So red is going to be highly competitive, yellow is kind of in between, and green is the least competitive. So you can see in this first example, there's a lot of searches. So we've got green here, but the competitive score is 100. So 100 is basically the most competitive keyword you could possibly think of. One obviously being at the other side of things with the least competitive. So ideally, you want to get 2 greens here. If you find one that you like, you can go ahead and click the button again. That's going to take you to the competition analyzer. And this is going to show you all of the books that are ranking for that keyword. Now we're going to quickly head over to Chat GPT because you can actually start there if you want and then come back to Publisher Rocket. So let's go ahead and do that. Now this is Chat GPT. This is the page to go to at openai.com if you would like to try Chat GPT, and this is what it looks like on the inside. This down here, this is where you're going to enter any of the questions that you have, enter any of your prompts. So you can see there's all sorts of different examples here. You can ask, explain quantum computing in simple terms. Got any creative ideas for 10-year-old's birthday? How do I make an HTTP request in JavaScript? It doesn't matter. You can literally ask this thing anything. Now, a couple of things to note here right off the bat. This technology is new and it is far from perfect. All right, so it's going to warn you right off the bat. This might actually generate incorrect information. It could occasionally produce harmful instructions or biased content, and it's got limited knowledge of the world and events after 2021. So you really want to keep this in mind. Whatever you ask this thing, whatever answers you get in return, it's not always going to be 100% correct. So I just want to put that out there straight from the get-go. But we can still use it, and I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to take you to a previous chat that I had, and I'm going to scroll right up to the top here. And what I did was I asked it, can you give me a list of 10 journal niches that sell well on KDP? So now it prefaced its answer by saying, I don't have access to the latest sales data on KDP, but I can suggest 10 journal niches that have been popular in the past and may continue to sell well. So it gave me this whipped off list here that it whipped out in literally seconds. So we've got bullet journaling, gratitude journaling, fitness journaling, travel journaling, food, art, prayer, self-reflection, wedding, parenting. And you can see here, I can actually press this button to regenerate the response and it'll give me another 10 completely different responses. And you can just keep going and going, pressing it over and over again to get more responses. Now, in order of time here, I already went ahead and I decided, okay, let's try gratitude journaling. So now that I've got that niche, we can head over to Publisher Rocket and I'll show you what I did here. I entered gratitude journal And again, this has given me all of the different keywords that are related to the keyword gratitude journal. So now if I wanted, I could go all the way down the line here and I could look at the competitive score and the Amazon searches per month, and I could determine which one has the best competitive score. So ideally, you want the most amount of Amazon monthly searches with the lowest competitive score. Now, in the interest of time, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but we've got 2 greens here. So this is the one that we're going to check out. So this is Gratitude Journal for Married Couples. So there's not a ton of searches here. Usually I like to try and find keywords that have around 1,000 searches per month, ideally. Now that's not always going to be possible. Sometimes they're going to be way more than that. And the more searches per month, usually the more competitive it is as well. And usually I try and stay away from keywords that have less than 100 searches per month. So we've got almost 400 here. I'd love it if it was a little bit more. That's okay. Previously, this might not have been enough searches to warrant creation of a book, but with some of this new technology, it's just taking the risk down to so low. It's really not going to take much to crank out one of these books. And so it's okay if we find books that have a little bit fewer searches. That's okay. So we're going to go with this Gratitude Journal for Married Couples. All right, so it's got 373 searches per month, competitive score of 23. And again, if I want to, I can click into that and I can take a look at all of the competition for this keyword. I'm going to be able to see the categories that the book is in. I can see the titles. I can see the thumbnails of all the different covers, the author, the age of the book, the bestsellers rank, number of pages, is the keyword in the title, the price, the daily sales, and the monthly sales. So I can see here, this keyword is definitely generating some decent sales. So this might be a good keyword to target. And this was, I just want to say, this is literally the first keyword that I typed in to Publisher Rocket from Chat GPT. So I haven't been spending hours doing this research. I literally typed in that one keyword. I came over here and basically instantly found this keyword. So it took literally less than 5 minutes. And I'm pointing that out because usually I spend at least an hour, sometimes 2 hours doing keyword research. So I just want to point out how much this speeds up the process. So what I did next is I came back to Chat GPT. You can ask this thing anything. So you can ask for it to come up with book titles. It can literally write chapters of content for your books. It can create your description. It can come up with your author names. It can generate further niche ideas that you can test out on Publisher Rocket. So what I did next is I asked, can you come up with 10 book title ideas for a gratitude journal for married couples? Within seconds, sure, here are 10 book title ideas for a gratitude journal for married couples. And these are pretty good, I have to say. So we've got Thankful Together, a gratitude journal for couples. The Art of Appreciation, a daily gratitude journal for married couples. Grateful Heart, Strong Marriage. Blah, blah, blah. Love and Gratitude, a journal for couples to express thanks. Married and Thankful, a daily gratitude journal for happy marriage. Gratitude Sparks Joy, a daily journal for couples to cultivate thankfulness. Happily Grateful, daily gratitude journal for married couples. Couples who thank together, stay together. Daily Thanks for Us. Together we give thanks. Gratitude journal for couples to strengthen their relationships. Now this, like I said, this was popped out in about a minute. It probably would have taken me, at the very minimum 10 minutes to come up with these, probably a lot longer. Now, if you decide to choose one of these, you're going to want to check for things like plagiarism. So what I would do is I would just copy and paste this into Google. I'd see if anything comes up with a similar name. And this is going to be a very important thing if you're using Chat GPT for anything like this. You're always going to want to check for trademarks, copyrights, plagiarism, especially if you're asking this thing to create chapters of content or anything like that. And we will get to that in a minute. But I want to point it out now while we're on this step. You're always going to want to double check, is this a real title, something that already exists? Because you don't want to be stepping on anyone's copyright or trademark. Now, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to skip past this one for a second and come back to it. But one of the next things I asked was, what type of content might be included in a gratitude journal for married couples? And then it gave me all of these different suggestions for different things that I could include in my book. So it could include daily gratitude prompts, And then it's even given me a brief explanation. So these could be simple prompts that encourage couples to reflect on the positive aspects of their relationship and express gratitude for their partner. It could include inspirational quotes. It could include reflection questions, such as what is one thing your partner did today that you appreciate, or what's one thing you're looking forward to doing together. It could include writing exercises. It could include mindfulness exercises, daily affirmations. So these are all pretty good ideas of different sections that I could include in this gratitude journal. Now, you could go down the line here and you could ask for it to come up with content for each one of these 6 suggestions. One of the other things I did here is I wanted to test out its ability to actually write content. So I asked it, can you write a book introduction for a gratitude journal for married couples? And again, in under a minute, it banged this off. Welcome to Thankful Together, a gratitude journal for couples. This journal is designed to help you and your partner cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and appreciation for each other and your life together. As a married couple, you know that life can be challenging at times. You face ups and downs, highs and lows, and everything in between. But even amidst the challenges, there's so much to be grateful for. Your love for each other, the memories you've made, the life you've built together are all worth celebrating. This journal is a space for you to express your gratitude and appreciation for each other and your life together. Every day, you'll find a new prompt to reflect on and write about. These prompts will encourage you to focus on the positive aspects of your life, your relationship, and your partner. And it goes on for another couple of paragraphs. Now that is pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, that probably would have taken me at least 20 minutes to write. This took under a minute and it required 0 brain power from me. And I mean, I just have to say, I was really blown away by this. Next thing I wanted to find out is, can you come up with a company name for a company that publishes gratitude journals? Let's say I want to create an entire brand around this. And again, it spat out some pretty decent names. So Grateful Heart Publishing, Thankful Words Press, Gratitude Chronicle Company, Appreciation Avenue Books, Thank You Journal Inc., Gratitude Pages Publishing, Celebrate Gratitude Press, Mindful Moments Publishing, Blessed Words Books, Grateful Journey Publishing Company. Now again, if any of these are ones that you want to use, you want to do your due diligence and do a search. All right, so I would just take the first one, I'd pop it into Google, see if anything comes up. I'd go onto Amazon, see if anything comes up there. I would go to the USPTO database. I would punch it in there, and that's going to tell me if there's any trademarks on this name. So be sure to do your due diligence. So let's go ahead and we'll ask it something else. And we are going to come back to this because what I want to show you is how we can be sure that nothing here has been plagiarized. So we are going to get to that in a second. But I just want to kind of run a prompt here just to show you how quickly it can spit things out. So let's try this one. Let's ask it, can you come up with a list of 10 prompts that could be included in a gratitude journal for married couples? All right, look at this. I am not speeding this up. This is, okay, what was that, 10 seconds? That was not sped up. That was at actual speed. So what is one thing your partner did today that you appreciate? What's one memory you have together that makes you feel grateful? What's one quality about your partner that you're thankful for? What's one thing your partner has taught you that you're grateful for? What's one way your partner has supported you recently that you're thankful for? What's one thing you're looking forward to doing together in the future? What's a challenge you faced as a couple that you're grateful for overcoming together? What's one thing you appreciate about your daily routine as a couple? What's one way you've grown as a couple that you're grateful for? And what is one thing your partner said or did recently that made you feel loved and appreciated? Oh my God, that was so incredibly fast. So now if we wanted to, we could go on to the second one here. Now again, quotes, this is a tricky one because there's a whole lot of copyright issues that are tied to quotes. Personally, I only use quotes that are either in the public domain or they are just unattributable. I just don't even go there. I know a lot of people do, and they're fine with taking on that risk. Personally, like I said, I don't want to go there. But we could go down the line here. So, okay, daily affirmations. So what are 10 daily affirmations that could be used in a Gratitude journal for married couples. Okay. So I'm grateful for my partner and the love we share. I'm thankful for the joy and happiness we bring to each other's lives. I'm blessed to have such a wonderful partner to share my life with. I'm appreciative of the small moments. Blah, 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 blah. 10 of them, again, banged off in a few seconds. All right, so let's go back up to this introduction here, and I'm just going to show you how you can check for things like plagiarism. So there's a few different, I think there's Quillbot, Paraphraser.io. I'm going to go to Grammarly.com. So all you're going to do is you're going to copy the text. Do a copy and a paste. And scan for plagiarism. Now this is great because it's actually going to show you other mistakes as well. So it's going to check for plagiarism, but it's also checking for grammar, which we've got checked off here. Spelling check, punctuation check. We've got a couple of warnings on conciseness. And if you just hover over that, so you can see with conciseness here, there are 5 instances where things could be made more concise. Readability is good. Word choice. We've got 1 warning there, and additional writing issues 4. So you can just click on these. And then it's got additional writing issues here. So if you want, you can get Grammarly. As you can see here, it's free. And I do have Grammarly as well on my computer. Basically, you can download it and it's going to check for all of these things for you: grammar, spelling, punctuation, conciseness, etc., etc. So there is a paid version, but the free version is going to give you everything you need. So you just click this button and then you've got Grammarly. Now going back here, once you've created your book, you can actually ask this thing to write your description. Now, this introduction would work as a description on Amazon, but let's go ahead anyways and we'll just ask it, can you write a description for a gratitude journal for married couples? And here it goes. All right, so that is pretty good. Now, if this wasn't long enough, you could ask it to expand on this description. You could ask it to create some bullet points for your description, whatever you want until you get what you want. And then again, I would copy and paste this over at a place like Grammarly or Paraphrase.io. I would check for plagiarism. I would check for any other grammar mistakes, spelling, anything like that. And then you'd be good to go. This is great for low content publishing, but it's also good for fiction or nonfiction as well. So if you're doing fiction, nonfiction, you can just create your interior in a Word document. If this is going to be a low content book, so there's going to be some design to it, you're going to want to create it in either a free program like Canva, or you can do it in a dedicated desktop publishing software like InDesign or Affinity Publisher. You'll put your book together, you will export as a print-ready PDF, you'll create your book cover, again, somewhere like Canva for free, or InDesign, Affinity Publisher, and again, export that as a print-ready PDF. Then you will upload your book to the Kindle Direct publishing platform, and that is it. Then you will have your book and it will be ready to go. Now, if you're interested in any of these tools, Chat GPT is free for the time being. Now, there is a plus version, which I have not checked out. And then if you want Publisher Rocket, there's a link to that down in the description below. And if you order through that link in the description, as well as getting your copy of Publisher Rocket, you will also get Dave Chesson's Keywords and Categories course for free, which is going to be highly valuable. So you're only going to be able to get that free course through that link. So do check that out. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, share it with someone you think might find it useful, and watch this video next for the 5 steps to low content publishing success in 2023. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.